Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. And 2021 is about to wrap up within the next couple of months. But before 2021 ends, there are a few exciting things that are going to happen between now and January of 2022. NASA is planning to launch not just one or two, but a total of 3 space missions within the next 3 months, which is pretty fast compared to their usual launch schedule. So today I'm going to be talking about the 3 missions that are planned for the next 3 months. The first one is known as the Lucy mission, and this is the mission that's going to be launching within the next few days on October 16 of 2021. And this mission is the first mission to explore the Trojan asteroids of Jupiter. And in case you don't know what those are, they're basically groups of asteroids, 2 groups of asteroids, orbiting in front and behind Jupiter at like a 45-degree angle with like the Sun and Jupiter. And these are located near something known as Lagrange points, which are basically points in space where small objects can orbit or remain stable around 2 larger objects and stay in like relatively the same position. And there's 5 of them, but the Trojan asteroids are located in the Lagrange points L4 and L5, which are the ones that correspond in front and behind the orbiting object. And the interesting thing about this spacecraft is not just what it's visiting. It's going to visit 7 different orbiting bodies around the Sun, which is the most that any spacecraft has done. There was the Dawn mission that orbited Ceres and Vesta, which was 2 objects. There was the Voyager spacecraft, which visited around like 4 of the gas giants, but this is the number 7 has never been reached before, and this is going to be the first time. But before we get too excited about the results of what the mission will bring us, the first results we can really expect in 2025, when the spacecraft will fly by its first asteroid in the main asteroid belt, followed by the first Trojan asteroid encounter in 2027, all the way up to the last one in 2033. So this is a mission that will take around 12 years to complete for its 7 objects. And the thing about its orbit, which is really interesting, and I'll show you a picture of the orbit here, is that it follows this really cool oscillating pattern, sort of like a pretzel shape, as to describe it. But this just means that the spacecraft, once it ends its mission, it will keep on basically following that pattern for eternity. So, who knows, maybe you can operate and encounter other spacecraft in the future. And also, because it is powered by solar panels, they don't have the problems of the radioisotopic generators which other spacecraft use, which decay over 10-20 years, and then eventually they're not operational. Solar panels can last much longer, and so can probably continue doing science for years to come. So that's the Lucy mission, which is launching in October 16. And the next one is probably the most anticipated mission for the 21st century, which is the James Webb Space Telescope. And this telescope has been in the works since 1996, and it was first planned to be launched in 2007, and obviously that did not happen. They underwent a major design change in 2005, and so there was no launch in 2007, and there still hasn't been a launch. It's been 14 years of delays, and it is notoriously the most delayed spacecraft of all time. But that being said, construction is now complete, in fact finished in 2016, and the telescope has already been shipped to its launch site. We're just a few months away from it being launched on December 18th. And so that's really exciting, because once it's launched, about 6 months after launch, it should be able to start conducting science, and it is expected to find galaxies that are even farther than what we have seen from the Hubble Space Telescope, mainly because it's more designed to focus on longer wavelengths of light, which correspond to really high redshifts of faraway galaxies. And because of its large mirror made up of these hexagonal cells, which enable it to be folded in the rocket. The mirror itself is around 21 feet as its aperture, so it's the largest space telescope ever created, and it should be able to capture things much dimmer and much farther away than ever before. And so it's expecting to break records in terms of the furthest away objects that we can detect. So that's going to be very exciting once that happens. But also that will be around 6 months after launch, so we can expect somewhere in June 2022 to start getting results. And now the final one, this is sort of like after 2021, in January of 2022, NASA is planning to return astronauts to the moon, which is really exciting. And they plan on conducting the first test flight. So the first flight with the actual full rocket on in January 2022. And this will just be like the first test flight, similar to the first few flights in the Apollo program, where it was uncrewed and it just tested the spacecraft. And once that starts happening, we can then expect the next era of moon landings to occur, and that should also be pretty exciting. So the next few years are going to be pretty exciting in terms of the science we find and the missions that NASA is going to be conducting. And I think that's really really interesting and really cool, and hopefully we'll be able to learn something new from it. Learning is always something that we all enjoy. That's it for today. I hope you all continue to stay safe, and thanks for watching.